Galaxy far, far away, known as Pop Culture Pros Network. Welcome to episode 5. That's the Empire Strikes Back episode of Shootin' the Sith. Will this be the Empire Strikes Back of episodes? No, but we're going to have a lot of fun. Joining me today, you know him now from everywhere. Now, you're the everywhere guy now, Ed. You're the everywhere guy now.
Sort of. I mean, I don't know, man.
You stole my title.
Can't compete with you.
You stole my title. It's all right.
I try to keep it to 3.
You know him from Double O Deep Dive. You know him from Empire 161. You know him from Granny's Peach Tea, Mr. Ed Camus. Welcome, sir. Welcome to discuss some Star Wars with me.
What's up, dude? What's going on, man? We should try. Let's aim. Let's aim high. Let's try to be the Empire Strikes Back episode of Shootin' the Sith.
Now, that would require, like, some kind of nudity and like,
epic
music and special guest stars, and it'd be like out of control.
Wow.
So that's just how I see it.
Okay.
All right, so let's just jump into this right away with we got actually have a little bit of news this week. And that news is, first of all, and I know we're all very excited. Well, we didn't know this was coming. Of course we knew this was coming. Kenobi is going to debut Star Wars Day, May 4th, coming up soon in a couple months. Very exciting. I'm already planning to take that week off. Because Tattoo Guy's doing a whole special at the shop for Star Wars tattoos plus Kenobi. I'm taking that week off. That's definite. Ed, how pumped are you for Kenobi?
Pretty excited, man. Can't wait for that to get here. I wouldn't know. I thought we were gonna get it sometime in like the summer, but the fact that we're getting it in May, I mean, that's perfect, right? Because before that we'd probably get like Moon Knight and run right into it. So
yeah, and then that'll lead to Mandalorian or whatever else is coming out at the end of the year. So, dude, that's like beyond exciting. And they're already talking about how when we see this trailer, our minds are going to be blown.
When do you have any idea when we're getting the trailer? Is it going to be maybe with the finale next week?
I'm thinking with the finale this week. I'm thinking maybe we'll get a little post credit, kind of like we did with Mandalorian for Boba Fett.
That would be awesome.
So I'm thinking, they can make sure you stick around after the season finale to make sure, because I'm going to be up at 4:00 this week.
Oh yeah, I know, dude. I give you so much credit for that, man.
It's a must. It's a must this week for that show. I'm going to have to do it. In other exciting news, and kind of random, completely out of nowhere, Andor, the new show based on Cassian Andor from Rogue One, has been renewed for season 2 without even finishing season 1 yet.
That's how you know that they're confident in having a new show, man. When you green light that bitch before the first episode even premieres, they know they got something good up their sleeve, man.
I don't think they're even done with post-production yet on Andor, and they're still greenlighting season. And they haven't greenlit season 2 of Boba yet. Not that I heard.
No. I haven't seen that anywhere either. I know there's been talk about it, like people have alluded to it, but I don't know if it's like been official yet, unless they know something they're not officially saying yet.
Yeah, official. That's all the problem with the
officially
internet.
Official.
You got to watch, because there's a lot of sites out there that they just like to make up shit and post it out there and hook you in to buy their face cream or whatever the hell they're selling when you click on the goddamn clickbait, and it's annoying as hell. It's annoying as hell.
Stay away from We Got This Covered, because they don't.
Yeah, We Got This Covered really is probably the biggest. Screen Rant get you sometimes, but We Got You Covered is probably one of the worst ones.
They just make things up, like anything. Just whatever comes off their top of their head, boom, that's it. Headline, let's go.
Because they tell people, listen, we're going to put your product on our site, and we're going to hook people in, and that's how you're going to get traffic. Yeah. Well, what are you going to say? I don't know. Whatever.
Anything.
Darth Vader is gay, and he's going to be fighting this guy in the next movie. Boom.
That's it. Let's go.
That's it. It's like, here we go. Like, why is he gay? Why not?
Sources. Who knows?
Yeah, sources. Maybe.
Yes.
Lucasfilm. Somebody. Frank. Welcome, Frank. I haven't seen you in a couple of days, actually. I know you're missing unsportsmanlike conduct, Frank. We couldn't do it last week. We will be back for that Wednesday night. Wednesday night, we'll be discussing the Super Bowl and all that good stuff. But let's jump into the main event here, Ed, because, again, we had another ridiculous... Do we have to call it Boba Fett episode? Do we call it Mandalorian? I don't know what we call it at this point.
Dude, I don't know, because I know you posted it, you commented on the site, and I liked it, where you called it Mandalorian 2.5, and I'm like, yeah, I can kind of see that, or we can say it's just Star Wars. That's it, Star Wars TV show.
Well, the big thing was, my favorite meme of the week was, and some people put it out like a fake spoiler. Big cameo this week was Boba Fett in his own show. So I was like, you know what? You're actually right, because that was the big cameo this week. You actually saw him for 3 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we got some pretty big reveals this week and stuff that we talked about last time that we weren't sure when it was going to happen. I don't even remember what the heck we said. I think we both agreed, right? We thought it would just be something they would flash back to.
Yeah, I didn't think they were going to go another. I did not think we were going to go to that. What happened? I did not think. I thought we were going right back to Tatooine with the fight, and nope. We were completely wrong. Completely wrong. Frank, and we found Dave. Dave is alive.
Oh,
Dave is very busy with work. He has a new job. He's all over the place. He says he will be. I told him I was going to have a audition for his spot on Just Too Sweet, and he said if he does, he's going to kill me. So I assume that means he wants to come back eventually. So yes, Dave is alive and well. We found him doing what? I have no idea. All right, so this week's episode started out with probably one of my new favorite characters, which is Cobb Vanth. And I don't like Timothy Oliphant. I'm not a big fan of Oliphant Fantastic. I'm not a big fan of his. But in this, I think he kicks major ass. It turns out that the Pikes and the kid is, I don't know what they were doing. They were just chilling out. Are they robbing the water from the evaporator or just moving that spice?
I think they were just moving the spice because he kind of just like, he seems like he's like a sheriff or a cop that just busted some drug dealers and like, listen, just pack your shit away. We'll pretend this never happened. He says something along the lines, we'll just say you read the map wrong.
Yeah, and this kind of thing is where is my problem with the whole going into the Mandalorian, because like you said, the Mandalorian was like a Western.
Mm-hmm.
This was supposed to be gangster.
Yeah. But
it's really more Western than gangster, and this proves it, because Cobb Vanth did a straight up Western. He's a straight up sheriff of a town, dusty. They have 2 rows of stores. That's it.
And the end of the episode, which we'll get to, that was straight up Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
That was Clint Eastwood. That was a Clint Eastwood movie.
I was waiting for
they start. Someone put that in there already somewhere.
Oh yeah, and I can't wait to see it. And then there's Blondie.
So yeah, Cobb Vanth finds these guys and he tells them straight up, "Don't come around here with your spice. Don't come, in this neighborhood again." And he ends up killing 3 out of the 4. Tells you the smart one to go tell you, despite they're not allowed. You're not allowed to come through here. This is Mos Pago, whatever it's called, and stay away. Again, he was pretty much badass, and I think he knows now because when he kicked over that tin, what was in that tin? Just dirt, wasn't it? Was that spice?
I think to my understanding, that was spice. I mean, I don't think we've ever seen spice per se, though, right, on screen. No, really. Right? They've alluded to it, Spice Runner, this, that, and the next thing, but they've never showed it. To my understanding, that was what spice looks like. I guess people snort it or something. I don't know what else.
It's used for lots of different things.
Yeah.
Lots of different things. Yeah,
in my mind, it's Star Wars Coke. That's what I look at as Star Wars Coke.
Star Wars cocaine.
Yes, that's what I think it is.
So immediately, again, this is where everything already. I'm expecting Boba Fett. Bam! As soon as that scene's over, we get the opening credits, and there he is, Mando in his brand new ship, which is pretty badass. It's a badass ship, man.
I like it, man. You've never seen a Naboo starfighter look that badass.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. Arriving on this planet, and who's the first person he meets? Of course, the MVP himself, R2D2. And again, as soon as I saw that, I'm sitting there going, "Here we go." Like I said, because we talked about it last week. I said they're not going to go there. They're going to save that, and they're like, "No, we are going to go there, and we're going to shove it down your throat."
We were fucking dead wrong on that one. I was shocked that, but I think I'd said something to Angie too, because I was just like, "Okay, I guess we're doing this then. Let's go." And I'm pretty sure you had the fucking shitty grin on your face when you saw R2 also.
I did. No, I did. Yeah. I did. I said, I guess we're doing this. That's all I said. Yeah. I guess we're doing this week. I said, okay. And what's his name? I didn't wake up early last week. Gil kind of spoiled it for me when I was on the train to work. He wrote, all these guys are meeting for the first time. I was like, you motherfucker, you spoiled something for me. Now I gotta wait. So I started watching it on the train.
Listen, in Bert's defense, he's not here. I assume you wake up at 3 a.m. all the time. Maybe you just assumed that.
This week I'm going to. This week is no doubt. I have anything to spoil when I wake up because I'll be pissed. But didn't spoil it. I was just like, oh shit, something major happened. Instead of waiting to get to work, I started watching it right as soon as I got in the M train. I popped it open, put my headphones on. I was like, I gotta watch it now.
Yeah, that's usually my move.
Yeah. So again, we see R2. He tells him he's here to see the good old Grogu. And R2 says, all right, come with me. And boom, cut. And there he is, Grogu, sitting on his little hill. And there is Luke freaking Skywalker. in his black costume from Jedi, looking way better than he did last season. I mean, scary good.
Yes. This is like one of the most impressive things I think Star Wars has ever done to this point, like visually. I was blown away by A, how much we got of him, and B, how flawless he looked for most of the episode. I think there's like one scene where it looks like the maybe voice sync was a little bit off, but this is also, I'm sure, incredibly difficult to do. But I like lost my shit of how much. I wanted to ask you something though. So that scene though, have you ever know anything about those robots or droids that Luke had that were building?
Oh, the ant droids. They're called ant droids.
Ant droids? Okay, yeah. I figured you knew the name of it. I had to know this because I was like, I didn't want to. I was like, I'm just gonna ask Tim. I'm not gonna go look it up. I'm just gonna ask him. And they were building though the Jedi Temple, dude, that we see like in like Last Jedi.
In the Last Jedi, yeah, which was cool. Which was also kind of like oh shit, we know what's gonna happen to that place.
Yeah.
so you're looking at it going, oh, that's pretty cool. No, that's not going to be good for the future. That's not going to be good for anyone. That's what I kept saying to myself. That's not going to be good for anyone.
But think about something though. This episode alone gives us currently what we're looking at, right? In Book of Boba Fett at some point. Then it links in The Mandalorian. It links in the sequel trilogy. It links in the prequel trilogy, right? And the OG trilogy.
Yep.
There's bits and pieces of all of it. And I was like, I thought about that for a minute. I'm like, holy shit.
And it's kind of spoils the ending of this one, the cliffhanger, which we'll get to.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure we will. I'm sure this will have a lot
spoils it a little bit. It spoils it a little bit. But yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. The androids are built. And the great part was Archer's like, look, can I go see Skywalker? He's like, wait here. And they build him a bench.
Yes.
Like, is that a bench? Archer's like, dude, sit down. And he
shuts off. Waiting a while.
And he shuts off like in Force Awakens.
What the fuck was that about?
I don't know. Maybe he has a big mouth and say, "Oh, I'm just gonna shut up." Lights
out. You think Luke just shut him off? Actually,
I think he just shuts himself off. Shut off. So I'm gonna shut off till somebody gets here because I don't want to talk shit. So I'm out.
That's funny.
So that's awesome. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. And then we get to the training mod, the little training. They're both sitting there cross-legged. Grogu can't keep them frogs out of his mouth, man. He loves him some frogs. But again,
and then Luke like brings a bunch of frogs.
Yeah, he said, "Let me show you something." He puts his hand up, and there's like 30 frogs in the air, and Grogu's just like, "Holy shit, dude! I can't believe this." So, but at this point, I mean, again, I said I didn't. I'm not knowing what to think. I'm like, are we gonna have a whole episode of this? And yeah. training montage, almost opposite of Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, a lot more. It seemed happier, jollier. Yeah. There's a lot of callbacks to Empire Strikes Back too, where later on we see Luke carrying Grogu, and he references him quite in a Yoda a lot of times, which just again seeing it all come together was just like it's like goosebumps.
Which I like the way he says he talked in riddles.
Yeah.
So are you just saying that's how he taught? He doesn't talk with the backward syntax, or he just did the riddle thing to mess with your head?
I think Luke is probably thinking, I want this guy to be able to talk so I can see if this is like a thing.
Talk! Do you talk like Yoda?
He's probably been wondering this for like so many years now.
Oh, that's great. And so yeah, we get the little bit of a training thing going on, a lot of philosophy. And again, Luke, hey, this is the Luke we wanted to see.
Yeah.
This is what we were waiting for. This is where I said the sequel trilogy, if anything, kind of screwed us out of it. I wanted to see Master Luke Skywalker, and this is what we're getting. And there he is, Gil, who spoiled my. No, you didn't spoil it, Gil. I'm only joking. You didn't spoil it. But yeah, he's always hungry, Grogu. So if we cut back, though, to the Mandalorian pretty much sleeping on this bench that they made for him.
Yes.
Archie wakes up, he wakes up, and again, you're expecting to see Luke or someone. Bam, it's Ahsoka Tano. And right there, I'm like, holy shit, we're going to have Ahsoka and Luke converse.
Uh-huh.
I was like that again, as a long-time Clone Wars, all that stuff. I was so blown away by the fact that we were going to have these two have a conversation.
And we get, the one, I'm pretty sure the thing jumped out too, what she says to him as well,
You're not like your father.
Not like your father. And I thought the meme I shared on the page, I thought was hilarious. I was like, yo, listen, I was a master. Get it right.
No, but see, now when you think about it, really, Ahsoka would probably whip his ass.
You think so?
I think so.
Master Luke Skywalker?
I think she'd whip his ass because she's been doing this for 30 years already. Plus, since she was a kid.
Yeah.
And she trained under Obi-Wan, Yoda, Anakin, and then she trained on her own. I think she'd probably whip his ass.
I would be curious. I mean, I don't think we're ever going to see it, but I mean, to see them like spar would be pretty awesome.
That was probably the cool line too. I'm a friend of the family, and I was like, "Oh, son of a bitch! She knows all the Skywalkers, and she knows Padme." It wasn't just that she knew Padme too. She knew the Queen.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was saying. She has more of a different style, and Luke has that straight up. I learned from an old man and a little guy style.
I just wonder though if Luke is just genuinely stronger though, because for me it goes back to what you said when taking down Star Destroyers.
Yeah. No, I think he's stronger with the Force, but as far as like a lightsaber fight, she probably has him.
Possibly.
She probably
seems like she very much respects him though. Like when I got from this episode, like refers to him as like Master Skywalker and things like that. So I think she's got it. Like he's going to build a temple.
And the safest place in the galaxy is here with Master Luke, and you're like,
oh, no,
it's like, no, it's not.
Eventually, not really, but I appreciate the confidence there, Ahsoka.
Yep, that's what I just said. I think so too. Yeah. Strong with the Force, but she's probably better with the lightsabers at this point. Don't forget, she uses 2 also.
This is true.
So yeah, we get that nice conversation between them. She doesn't want to, and that's R2 again showing that he's the MVP. I just want to see the kid. And she goes, that's why R2 brought you to me, because you can't see the kid.
Mm-hmm.
You can't disrupt the kid. And again, R2's, patting himself on the back. That's why he is the man who he is. And then here we go. You said, Angie, I was actually hoping Angie was right. You would thought she made him a little ball, maybe.
Yes. That would have been just freaky.
It would have been cool, though. If she was right, I would have been like, Angie, congratulations, you fucking nailed it.
I agree, because I didn't think of it either.
And it would have been cool. But no, instead he opens a little package and it's a little Beskar vest. And it looks like an old school knighting
chainmail thing.
Chain vest from back in the day. And he just wants him to have it. And then I said it's a great scene of Ahsoka and Jindarik standing and watching Luke and Grogu at the top of that hill. And he's like, he's right there. I'm going to go say hello. He's right there. And she's like, you could. But if you do, it's going to be real hard for him to let you go. It's going to, affect his training, affect his mind, ruin his focus. And that moment he has where he took like 3-4 steps and he's like, shit. Like I can't do it. Like I can't do everything. Heartbreaking this episode. In so many ways.
It really is, because it establishes it further establishes the relationship between Din Djarin and Grogu, because they really miss each other. Like they genuinely it is like a father-son bond type of thing that they really have developed, and it's kind of it's sad that he
sacrificed his Mandalorian status for Grogu, for this kid that he doesn't even know. He sacrificed everything for him, so it's a very, very touching moment. So the Jar leaves.
Hold on, Tim. There is one scene that I wanted to talk about though with you, because I gotta believe this hit you just as hard, if not harder. When he goes and he's asking Grogu when he's telling him about Yoda, and he asks him about his, family or whatever it is. Do you remember? Okay, do you remember?
Yeah.
And when he says, I'll help you remember, which, by the way, before that, he wakes up and it's kind of like he really went into his memory, because he really went in and he woke up somewhere else.
Yeah.
It was like a blackout almost. But he recalls Order 66. He was in a Jedi fucking temple and was watching it, terrified.
That's where, and that was what's his name? I forget the commander now. What his name is? Shit, the clone trooper. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That was where I was going to go next.
Okay.
That was a great scene. As far as I think Luke too is trying to be nosy. Like, I want to see more of your species. I've only known 3 ever in the history of Star Wars. There's only been 3. Yeah. Yoda, Yaddle, and now Grogu. And did you guys cover the Obi-Wan Kenobi part? Now, what part, Alex? That it's coming out first week of May?
Yeah, we talked about that the opening. We'll have to.
Is there something that you've seen in this episode that we didn't see yet? Let me know. So that was gonna be my first big trivia question. Who rescued Grogu from Order 66 from the Jedi Temple. I have my theory.
Okay, all right.
I have my theory.
All right, who are you thinking?
I'm thinking it was R2.
I mean, dude, if it was R2, his MVP status would go
because he was there. You figure Anakin took him. I'm thinking Anakin took him. So Anakin's off slaughtering younglings and doing whatever he was doing with the rest of them. And I'm thinking R2 knows the deal by now. He's like, this kid's whacked out of his mind. And so he's probably sitting there watching this, and there's this baby, this kid. And I think, I gotta take this kid. And I'm pretty much, he probably popped himself open like a goddamn like a blender and took this kid and put him inside and rolled out. Because R2's not gonna get stopped. That's fucking Darth Vader's droid.
Yeah.
He can do whatever he wants. I'm thinking it's R2D2.
Wow, that's I'm gonna tell you the truth. I was really where was you'd probably be able to answer this. Where was Ahsoka Tano during that?
She was gone. She left the Order.
Okay.
She so actually, if you watch the new Clone Wars, they actually answered that question. She was on Coruscant. She was close. She was doing because she had left and she got involved with her sisters, just the women that she knew, and it was a whole big mess. But she felt it all coming, and she knew it was all coming. And there's a great scene at the end where Vader finds her lightsabers in the snow.
Okay.
And he knows they're hers, and it's like a big moment. That's a good moment to look up.
Okay.
Yeah, we would have did that, Alex, too. How ridiculous is it?
So I guess the thing is, so now we see where he was during Order 66. And then the next time we see him, he's in the Empire's trying to get him. Right? That's when we see him in the first episode of The Mandalorian. So that's the gap we have right now. How did he get from point A to point B now?
Yep. Whether that's ever going to be answered, I'm sure it has to be at some point.
I'm sure it will be. Maybe he starts digging through his memory little by little, because even Luke alludes to it again, where he's just like, I'm not really training him. He's kind of just remembering it on his own. So maybe I forced forgetful memories and stuff like that, because
probably
no pun intended. Forced.
No, I know what you're talking about. No, yeah. So I mean, if a lot of people are guessing the disgraced Jedi Barriss Offee, but I don't know, she turned bad at the end. I don't know why she would help Grogu. I mean, it could be I don't know. I'm going with R2. Again, I'm going with the MVP. I'm going with that again. Only because he had to have been there in the temple during this shit. He knew Anakin was off his rocker. I mean, the funny part was when Anakin tells Padme, the Jedi tried to overthrow the Republic. Don't worry about it. Stopped. And R2 has that moment in C-3PO where he beeps, I got to control. He's probably telling C-3PO, this dude's fucking whacked out of his mind. You got to stop him. You got to get somebody. I'm going to go with him to keep an eye on him. But this dude's lost it. And C-3PO, don't worry about it. And Master Anakin knows what he's doing. No, dude, the guy's crazy. The guy just killed a room full of kids. And he probably had this little Grogu stuffed inside him at this point. Getting him out of there.
I think that's a really interesting theory, and why not? I'll jump on board with that.
I'm just saying it because who's gonna escape? I mean, I'm thinking R2 can just roll. I said R2's, Anakin's droid. He can just roll out of there. They're not going to stop him. They know who R2 is. He can put anything he wants inside him and roll out of there. Another Jedi is going to have to be, and I hope it's not Mace Windu. Please don't let it be Mace. Stop bringing characters back. I don't want Mace Windu to come back. Let him stay dead.
You sure you don't want Samuel L. Jackson coming back?
No, I don't. Some people have to stay dead, please.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Stay dead.
I agree.
So, so that was question number one. Who you think he is rescued by? I'm going with the MVP.
I have to also. I think I'm going to have to just piggyback on that, because I'm trying to remember where everyone was exactly that may have done this, though. And I can't really think of anyone besides R2. Unless there's a character we haven't seen yet.
Let's introduce somebody completely new.
Yeah, maybe there's another Jedi that we didn't really know about. Or maybe there's one that hasn't made a live action debut yet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's possible too.
Yeah. The line I liked also during the training montage is when he's telling them about jumping. And he's only jumping a little bit. And he's like, don't try, do.
Yeah.
I was like, yes.
and he's so calm, Luke. He's so calm with this little kid.
I love it.
But yeah, I thought that was a great montage too, the training montage, where he finally starts flipping around and doing the jumps and destroying the the remote, which is pretty cool.
Dude, I think I was getting like a little teary eyed during it. I was like so happy to like see this. I'm like, holy shit! It's
and then
Luke
Grogu just takes a
Grogu.
nap. He just takes a nap.
He's probably tired. That's a lot for him.
Like, you guys talk. I'm going to sleep right here on this rock. I'm taking a nap.
We've seen Grogu take naps a couple of times. It takes a lot of energy out of this guy.
But yeah, then he said my favorite thing of the whole episode was the conversation between Ahsoka and Luke, because it's just one of those things you never thought you're ever going to see.
Yeah.
And Luke, pretty much like you said, Luke tells her, "I'm not really training him. He's remembering." But not only that, though, I don't think he wants to be here. I mean, he hints at that. I don't think he wants it. And if he doesn't want it, you can't force it, because that's going to be one of those, to the dark side type things.
And that's when we get the line of that.
Yeah.
He's like his father.
Yeah.
Like questioning it. Like, I guess just pushing hard,
Mm-hmm.
on the Padawan. But what she says to Mando also, I think, was interesting too, where she's like, because he's a Mandalorian foundling, which she's correct. Then she's like, well, what if he's a Padawan now?
Mm-hmm.
And that begins the whole questioning of, which does he have to pick or not? Well, which I'm sure we'll talk about later. But that's the big question of the week.
Yeah, that's the big one. Let's stick to the Luke stuff first. We'll stick to the Luke stuff, then we'll go to the Mandalorian part. So Luke has this big conversation, and finally you see him in the. I love the part with him too. Him and Grogu are sitting down. He whips out the armor, says, "The Mandalorian brought this for you," and Grogu's face like lights up.
Yeah,
like holy crap! He knew he was here too. Remember, he saw him take off. He could probably feel him when Luke was holding him. Yeah. And I think that's when Luke knew this kid's never going to concentrate. This kid doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want to be with me. He wants to be with him. But he lays down the armor, says, "If you take this, I'm going to bring it to the Mandalorian. You're going to go with him." And there it is. Opens a little case, little tiny lightsaber. This is Master Yoda's lightsaber. This is yours, but you're going to have to be a Jedi and take it most seriously. And so there it is. The big question on what is Grogu going to do? Wow. I have my answer, but I'll let you go first.
I have a weird feeling he's not going to choose. I'm not trying to cop out of answering the question.
You think Luke's going to choose for him?
No, I mean, but so correct me if I'm wrong. The Mandalorian who made the Darksaber was also a Jedi, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm assuming Luke probably knows about this already, right? Or maybe he didn't get all those texts and those books yet. I don't know if he's read them.
Jedi texts.
Yeah, I don't know if he's read them or didn't read them yet. I don't know, man. I didn't see any books around there, so maybe not. You still got to go get them. I have no idea. I have a weird feeling there's going to be some odd thing where he's going to get away with not choosing, and we're going to get a visual of him with that Beskar chainmail with the lightsaber, and he's going to ditch that whole big overcoat thingamajig he wears. Ooh. The big hoodie.
A stripped down Grogu. I like it.
He's going to be a totally different Grogu then, because he can't fit that little chainmail thing over his big sweater. He
no, that's supposed to be worn close to the skin anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Things. Or maybe he wears underneath. I don't know. It's like a bulletproof vest, maybe.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go. Oh, Alex, what's up, Alex? Thanks for watching. Chainmail Grogu, 100%. Ah. Yeah, I think so too. That's what I was going to say. I think he is going to pick the Mandalorian.
Okay.
Flat out. I think he's going to pick him and say, and Luke's going to have to say, look, I get it. I respect it. And the only reason, again, one major spoiler is because you remember when Han tells the story in Force Awakens about Luke opening his academy.
Yeah.
Grogu wasn't his first student. He flat out says Ben Solo took him and a bunch of people to be their first students.
Okay.
So if you're going to go back to that, just logically speaking, unless Han didn't know about Grogu, that could have been very well also part of it.
Yeah.
Ben is technically his first student.
Okay.
And the Knights of not the Knights of Ren, but those guys who become later on. Okay. So I'm going to say he picked. Not only do I say he's this way, we're going to get to the fun part. Not only do I say he picks the Mandalorian, I believe Luke will bring Grogu to Tatooine and get involved in the big final battle.
Oh, wow. So we're going to see Luke Skywalker fight side by side with Boba Fett.
Very possible. Very possible.
That is like a mic drop right there. That is, wow.
That is my prediction. Okay. Whether I could be 100% wrong, I could be 50% right. I don't know. But my prediction is he will go. He will pick the best guard. He will go. Luke will bring him back, and Luke will get sucked into this epic battle that's about to happen on Tatooine between the Pike Syndicate and Boba Fett and his gang of merry men.
Wow, that's a big deal.
So, and that might just be wishful thinking on my part.
I mean, I didn't even conceive the thought yet, but that would be pretty badass if they were fighting side by side. I mean, things you never thought you would see in Star Wars. Luke Skywalker fighting side by side with Boba Fett.
And Boba Fett don't like the Jedi. So, I mean,
no.
It might be just one of those Force things where he doesn't really technically fight with Boba or for Boba. He just does to protect Din Djarin and Grand Grogu.
Yeah, no, that would be pretty cool. I mean, but also with this version of Boba Fett, who's more chill and like zenned out, maybe doesn't care. He just wants whatever muscle he can get.
Maybe, but I don't know if you saw a Jedi cut your dad's head off.
I understand. I'm sure I'm sure he would love to get a shot back. If they do resurrect Mace Windu, then you got to have him fight Boba Fett or something at some point.
Please don't bring him back.
I
just want one person, his Uncle Ben style. Stay dead, dude. Stay dead. Let Mace Windu be Uncle Ben in the Star Wars. Just stay dead. Don't come back.
Oh my God, I'm picturing Samuel L. Jackson now as like an Uncle Ben.
All right, so that was all the good stuff with Luke on. I don't even know what the name of that planet is. They never named that planet. I have to figure that out. Yeah. But yeah, and you know what? It was funny too. Luke was going old school because you're like, how come he's not building a big metal superstructure temple like on Coruscant? He's like, no, dude, we're going huts and grass and rocks. Like we're going old school style. So
he probably doesn't want to see any more damn sand either. So he's just like, listen, I'm fine with this, man. Give me some grass and greenery. I'm gonna enjoy this shit.
So meanwhile, during this whole thing, we finally get a big meeting, the meeting of the minds of Boba Fett's crew, which is the only time we see Boba Fett in this episode. Fennec does all the talking. Oh, yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, hang on for 1 second. We have a very special interruption, but it's a very welcomed interruption. Joining us at this moment is the far-along most expert in all things Mon Calamari. He studied for years to learn everything there is to know about Admiral Ackbar, and this is called the Ackbar Fact Bar with Dr. Jason Pachetic. Doctor, welcome to the show.
Good to be here. Good to be back. Thanks for having me. I got a juicy piece today.
Oh, let's hear it.
So, there used to be a joke when we were younger, like, oh, Admiral Ackbar, what did everyone else in Mon Calamari get killed, and that's how he got promoted? But I found out exactly how the Admiral got promoted, my friends, because during the Clone Wars, Ackbar fought in the Battle of Mon Cala, in which he helped to secure Prince Lee Char's ascent as King of Mon Cala. He literally helped depose the ruler of Mon Cala and put someone else in there.
That's badass.
I mean, you don't get much more badass than that. The only thing I'm surprised is that he was fighting for the resistance and he wasn't on the side of the Empire with a backstory like that.
He was badass when he was young. You got to watch those Clone Wars episodes. He was pretty badass.
Did they actually show that? I mean, did they go into that?
There are some pieces of that, yeah, because they have the civil war between them and Kit Fisto's people and all that stuff. They all live on the same planet, and it's always some kind of civil war going on with these underwater dwellers. And there's a lot of Ackbar from back in the day.
You just sold me on these Clone Wars, man. I didn't know there was.
Rewatch the Clone Wars.
Jeez, man, I just keep piling on more content. I'm gonna have to quit my job at this point.
Oh, I would love to do that. Just quit job and watch the Clone Wars all the time. That's my dream. That's my dream. Dr. JC, you want to stick around for the ending, or are you going to go get ready for your show?
What are you guys talking?
Or in the last 5 minutes of the last episode of Boba Fett?
You know what? I'm going to duck out then because I actually haven't seen it.
Very good.
And I don't want any spoilers.
Doctor, I appreciate your Ackbar Fact Bar. I look forward to it every week, and thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you, my friend. It's good to see you. See you next time.
Catch you later. So we have the big meeting going on. They're talking about now. Fennec's like, well, now we got muscle because we have Chrysanthemum and we have the Mandalorian, and but we don't have is foot soldiers. again, I'm gonna have to go to quote Magneto again. You got to have those pawns to take the lead and take over the run. And then Jarek says, "Well, I kind of know somebody who might want to get involved in this war."
Yeah.
And he flies out to visit Mos Pago and, excuse me, Mr. Timothy Oliphant himself. And yeah, they have a big conversation. And what were they calling it? Happy Town? Happy Land? What the hell were they calling it again? And I couldn't stop laughing. Peace World?
I wish it was Happy Town now.
What the hell was it? Peace World? I was like, what the hell is this? Like, what's going on here?
It was called, and they renamed Mos Pago Freetown.
Yeah, Freetown.
I just wish it was Happy Town now.
I wish it was Happy Town too. It'd be pretty great.
Can we mention the fact though that once again, Din Djarin shows up with somebody he hasn't seen in a while on Tatooine, and then one of their first questions is, "Where's the little guy?"
Yeah, where's the little guy?
It's like, no, really? It's like cool, Din Djarin. Like, Mando, that's cool to see you, but where's the little guy? And he was like upset that he wasn't there.
I was like, damn, I like that little guy.
Everyone loves Grogu.
Everybody loves Grogu until Grogu cuts your head off with a lightsaber.
Yeah, then
we'll see what happens. Or eat your frogs or whatever the hell he's going to do. Yeah, so he tries to draft into the people of Freeland or Free World, whatever you call it, to get involved in this war, and they say no. And you have, apparently, he has himself a deputy. And this deputy should have just been wearing a Star Trek red shirt because you knew from the minute you met him, he wasn't going to last very long.
Yeah, he was dead meat like immediately, man. He was toast.
Yeah. So they turn him down. He says no. He leaves. Okay, no problem. And then the big reveal of the big bad villain of this episode, and I don't know how long it's going to be lasting around, but I'm sure it's going to be around a while now. Yeah, you're very Clint Eastwood, good, bad, and the ugly. Walk in from the desert, and he knew right away. You put everybody inside. Get inside. This isn't going to be good. And says anyone who ever watched the Clone Wars or Rebels or pretty much anything, he's been everywhere since then, is Cad Bane, the bounty hunter, killer, jerk. You can't trust him. He goes to the highest bidder. He's not really a good guy or bad guy. He'll go to the highest bidder. And he basically tells him, listen, this belongs to the syndicate. Stay out of it. And my favorite line was Boba Fett's a killer who works for the Empire. Well, Boba Fett worked for anybody who paid him. Just like
he's choosing his words very carefully because he knows he wants to get he wants to get Cobb Vanth to just pretty much believe him or whatever, or just stand down essentially.
And hey, it was a good deal. He goes, look, I'm not asking you to get involved. Stay out of it.
Yeah, stay
out of it, and that's it. We won't come back. We won't bother you. We won't interfere with you, and you just leave us alone. Cobb, he's a very proud guy. But, of course, his stupid deputy decides to get involved and gets his ass shot about 7 or 8 times. Cobb takes one to the shoulder. Cad Bane rolls off into the desert like goddamn Clint Eastwood, which was an awesome scene. And I don't know what people are bitching about. I think he looked fantastic.
Listen, I've admittedly not watched, I don't make any bones about it. I have not watched a lot of animated Star Wars. I get a lot of information. I'll read up on it or I'll ask you. He looked badass. I've never seen him before, so I looked up immediately who he was. My guess is he was from Rebels or Clone Wars. He looked super badass, man. The voice was awesome too. Yeah, and Cobb Vanth is definitely still alive. He's still
alive. He's gonna rally Happy Town, and they're gonna get involved in this fight.
Yeah, the other guy though, they're just gonna have to throw some dirt on him and keep him moving because he's
So now, so that's it. That's going to lead us up to the big finale coming up Wednesday. I mean, I can't even venture to guess what the hell's going to happen in this episode.
What show are we going to get? Are we going to get The Mandalorian? Or are we going to get Book of Boba Fett? My guess is they actually do wrap up the Book of Boba Fett storyline. I don't think it's going to veer off to Mandalorian stuff again. But I guess, what do we get in terms of? So you think we're going to get Luke joining the fight?
That's just my guess. I'm just saying I have a feeling if Grogu picks Mando, which I think he's going to, he's too even just from a marketing standpoint, he's too goddamn popular not to have on TV every week. Yeah. If the show's going on, this character is universally loved. I've never met a single person who hates Grogu. Not one.
Even in the Star Wars universe, in and out of the Star Wars universe.
You can hate the Ewoks, you can hate Jar Jar, you can this and that, but I haven't heard one single person hate Grogu. So, just from a Disney business standpoint, they're not going to get rid of him. There he is. There you go. You Can't get it. Mine's in there somewhere, floating next to my bed. So I think Luke is going to bring him and drop him off and just be like, "Oh, look, a fight." Mando will be like, "Listen, we need your help." All right, I'll help you. I'll help you because I want to help the kid, and we might see some ass-kicking Skywalker action.
Oh my god, I would absolutely love it. I hope you're right.
I think we're gonna have Boba's people, which I hope Chrysanthemum wreaks goddamn havoc because he's one of my new favorite characters now. I just love the way he looks, the way he sounds. Him, Mando. I think you're gonna get more Tuskens. Well, another tribe's probably gonna find out what happened and get involved. Happy Town's getting involved. I'm gonna keep calling it Happy Town now. And yeah, that's gonna be the big fight. So I'm just hoping. I just can't wait. I hope it's a epic desert showdown.
I hope so. I love that, but I also love the camera work, by the way, from that showdown. Because they did literally cut to close-ups of faces during that shootout of the three of them. And I thought that was a really cool nod. Like Dave Filoni, who directed the episode, I mean, he knew exactly what he was doing with that. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, it was straight up Western. It was a straight up Western.
But that scene, the camera work wasn't homage to the good, the bad, and the ugly. I don't think they were trying to dance around it. It's all right, cool. Close. Which is awesome. Man, do we get any other cameos for the finale for this huge battle? I guess, right? Most of the episode will probably be the battle. It's probably gonna be this massive battle.
I'm hoping and praying that's what it is. And I hope we see Boba Fett fucking kill somebody finally. Do something at his own show. But don't get me wrong, I liked the the first couple episodes. I enjoyed the backstory and the flashbacks and whatever else he was doing. I just wanted more.
I dug it. Again, my only critique of it is I just think that you could have gotten all those points across at a faster pace.
And at least if they weren't going to show Boba Fett, they showed us something fucking extra cool, which was Mando's story, which you can't go wrong. Which of course you can't go wrong in. No. There's rumors that we might see some of the bounty hunters from Empire.
Okay. Yeah, I know you mentioned that. Yeah.
As a favor to Boba Fett. Well, not a favor. He has to hire them. They're not going to come for free. So yeah, I'm hoping we get this big ass battle between the Pike Syndicate and Cad Bane and their hired people versus the Chrysanthemum and Mando and Grogu and Luke and whoever the hell else.
I mean, Bo-Katan, why not? Might as well bring back and the Night Owls and stuff like that. Or
yeah, you just never know.
Whatever. There was also that scene, by the way, with the bombing that the Pike Syndicate bombed.
You're right. That
place, on the bar. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, shit's on now. They're pretty much saying it's on. That's it.
When you don't accept a helmet cleaning,
no,
then something's wrong.
And that was very he's very terrorist-like. So that was another cool, a cool scene. I forgot about that scene. You're right. They look my new favorite bar. I hope Max Rebo survived this one too.
He survives everything.
I hope so.
Nobody will deny him his music.
If he got off that sail barge, he should be able to get out of that goddamn bar. I can't have Max Rebo die.
No one ruins the band. You got to keep the band together.
You got to keep them all together. All right, we're going to wrap it up there. He said the big day is Wednesday. It goes live at 3 a.m. on the East Coast. I will be watching at 3 a.m. I have to. I can't have Gil spoil anything for me while I'm on the train in the morning. So that'll be the big. I think we'll be back Thursday night, maybe, to discuss it. Hopefully, discuss the final episode. But other shows you might enjoy coming up in 15 minutes, as a matter of fact, is our very own James Bond 007 deep dive show with Dr. Jason, who you met, and Ed. What are you guys doing tonight?
The world is not enough.
The world is not enough. That's T-Dalt?
No. We're still Pierce Brosnan. We're Denise Richards is one of the Bond girls of the week. So we got a very interesting. We're almost done with the Pierce Brosnan ones. After this is Die Another Day, and then we'll be going back to Timothy Dalton. So
T-Dalt. Okay. Tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be doing Just Too Sweet. Me and Eric are going to talk some WrestleMania 10. I think the boss is going to join us. He said he might join us for that. We're going to do a spotlight on Lex Luger. Like him, hate him. You let me know, because he's a borderline like or hate kind of guy.
Oh yeah, you met him though, so I mean that's all. You have the inside track.
Nah, he just said hi. That was it. So yeah,
It's like Marcus Aurelius.
That's tomorrow night. Wednesday night is the return and probably the season finale. Well, we might do one more on sportsmanlike conduct. We'll go over the Super Bowl, the picks, the who's picking who, the goddamn coaching carousel, this Rooney Rule, which I'm hoping anybody will come in here and discuss it because I have a very vast opinion on that fucking Rooney Rule. I want to get a lot of people's opinion on that. That will be Wednesday. Thursday is nothing. Thursday might be this show.
Yeah, well, if it's that's on you because we're not on until Saturday. Granny's is not until Saturday again.
Yeah, we can make it work. I think Thursday we're going to try to do this show Thursday, go over the season finale, especially if it's epic. We have no choice but to bring a lot of people in to talk about that. Friday, I believe we're going to have A to Z come back, and then Saturday, Granny's PhD, 3:00, which will you be getting into the good Batman finally?
Yeah, we paid our dues, man. So it was the last couple of weeks. So yeah, well, Granny's PhD will be 3:00 on Saturday. CW's on hiatus, so we're pretty much gonna have episode 7 of Peacemaker, and we're gonna kick off the Nolan Dark Knight trilogy with Batman Begins. So come check us out for that. Can't wait.
Nice. And then Saturday afternoon, I'll probably pop in for that if I'm available. I like popping in on Granny. And then next week, we do it all over again. So make sure you follow us on YouTube. Click that little link. We are everywhere, dude. We're on Facebook. We are on Instagram. We are on YouTube. We're on Twitter. We are on, we're everywhere. Spotify. We're on all your little audio places. You don't like our faces? You just want to listen to us? That's fine. I'm not offended by that. Go to Spotify. Go to iTunes. Go to all those places. We are everywhere. Just look for Pop Culture Pros. We're the best. I think we're the best. I think we are. So, and any final comments before we get the hell out of here?
No, man, can't wait for the finale, and can't wait to chat about it. You know, it's pretty exciting shit, man.
Yes, I'm very excited too. Wednesday morning, 3 a.m. Be there. I will be up. If anybody wants to text, I will be up and chatting on online. Until then, you know what? I was gonna quote someone else, but I will go with Yoda this week, and I will say, dude.